Hiya. So this is a new vantage point for me. I'm sat on the floor because my knees couldn't take kneeling in front of the ring light anymore, and I can't manage to work out how to higher it up without it falling down, and yeah, usual technical issues from me. Anyway, so I'm sat on the floor. This is actually the lower part of the bookcase. You normally see it from up there when I'm sat at the desk. You don't need to know any of this. Anyway, I have had some books sent to me over the last week or so. I keep telling everybody at the moment that I will accept books that I hope to read sometime this year. I still have an entire shelf of books to read that people sent me last year. I am always honest and say I will get to them when I can. A couple of the platforms that I review for send me stuff. It's not up to me what I want to read and review. They have obviously publications and presses that send to them, and then they then pass it out to the reviewers, that kind of thing. So anyway, I'm waffling again, but everybody who is sending me stuff now knows that it might be some time before I actually get around to reading it, although it is all stuff that interests me and I definitely do want to read. And I therefore promise that I will at least take some photos and share them and that kind of thing, which I have done. I've done the photo side of it, so now I'm going to show you some of the books, and they all look amazing as well. So Jack Bantry got in touch with me. He owns the Splatterpunk press, and said, being a Brit and being into extreme, could he send me one of the anthologies? And I was like, yeah, of course you can. And this arrived. So Splatterpunk Bloodstains. So it's an anthology from the creator of the Splatterpunk zine. He also sent me a copy of the zine. I've got it downstairs, but it's cool. It is cool. And I'm sure you can just about see here a very cool bookmark as well. So thank you for that. Anyway, look at the cover on that. Doesn't it look awesome? And I was thinking to myself, I wonder if I'm going to actually know any of the writers in here. If I do, brilliant. If not, there's new ones to discover. However, I turn it over and it says, featuring all new tales from Michelle Garza and Melissa Lasson, I'm not sure how you pronounce her name, but the Sisters of Slaughter, who are amazing anyway, and we share a TOC in Glenn's Alien Agenda sampler. Saul Bailey is a new to me author, so looking forward to that. Wiley E. Young, as in Magpie Coffin author, and that was one of my most favourite books last year. Voted for it in the Splatterpunk Awards as well. Daniel Eves and Nathan Robinson. So I don't know either of those. And then it says, plus a new novelette by Paul Shrimpton, and Christmas is Cancelled by Dan Henk. So I've got Michelle and Melissa, already know. Wiley, already know. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new to me extreme splatterpunk writers. So that is very exciting. I'm looking forward to that. So it says Lovecraftian horrors in the loft. What shows up on the doorsteps of unsuspecting townfolk is far from what they remember, and Christmas is Cancelled, and a local legend backfires in the sending. So I'm looking forward to that. And look how nice that is. It's not very long, so I shall enjoy having a look at that. Thank you, Jack, for sending that. Then my friend Morgan, who I was in Diabolica Britannica with, and his story in there was one of my favourites, asked if he could send me a couple of books as well. So I said, yes, please. And he sent me these two. So this one, again, look at the cool cover. Looks so, especially self-pub books have got such beautiful covers. This says it's called The Mind's Plague and Other Bites of Brutality. So we've got The Mind's Plague and Abhorrent Art for David, Conflagration Desecration, The Price of Fame, Reluctant Bloodlust, Thieves, Grieving as Good as Dead, and Room 405. 3 friends search for an infamous internet video of an urban legend with devastating consequences. passionate drummer joins the band of his dreams, or perhaps his nightmares. A man tries to find fame in a world where the mundane call the shots, and a grieving father loses his grip on reality. These 10 stories delve into a world of darkness and suffering, where the terrors are more vivid than they may appear. Blood is spilt, minds are destroyed, and madness ultimately reigns victorious. Now, from reading Morgan's story in the Diabolica Britannica anthology, I know he likes his blood and guts and stuff, so those sound really cool. And then he also sent me this one, which again is quite a disgusting but amazing cover. So I'm hoping that the ring light's not going to reflect, because this one's actually got a shiny cover. It's like all of the insides, muscle and skin and viscera of someone. Okay, so Army of Skin. Let's see, it says, after losing his mother to a brain tumour, Trevor King feels totally alone in the world. Someone needs to pay for her death, and Dr. Melek, Trevor's work colleague and family GP, is the man he holds responsible. Trevor's yearning for vengeance leads him to concoct a vicious plot to frame the doctor for multiple murders. Trevor skins the corpses, turning them into elaborate art pieces after being inspired by the mysterious textbook. But as the skins of the flayed victims come to life and continue the killings for him, Trevor wonders whether he's in too deep. I think he might be. When Dr. Melek goes missing, Trevor becomes convinced the doctor is planning a similar scheme to bring him down. But as Trevor discovers the truth of his mother's death and his own life, the murderous path becomes more of a calling. So that sounds awesome as well. And again, not very long. Tiny writing, mind you, so that's fooled me into thinking it wasn't too long. But and I'm one to talk because the book I'm going to show in a minute is massive. However, I do like small books, especially for review, because you can get through them easier. Not that these aren't already exciting, but this one's very exciting. They've both come from UK friends. This one's come all the way from America. And this guy got in touch, we're friends on Twitter and everything. And he is a friend of Cameron Rabique, who I absolutely love. And he has written his first horror novel. And he said to me, I've written a Bigfoot novel. Can I send it to you? So it's like, yes, please. So it's called Beasts of Caliber Lodge, a horror novel by L.J. Doherty, I'm going to say. Tell me that is how you say it. I should have asked him. I'm going to go with Doherty. That's how I think it's said. We're going to go with that. So it says, 1965, Jimmy Knotts has grown accustomed to the danger involved with his line of work. Hunting escaped Nazis across multiple continents has whittled him down to a focused predator. When his latest lead brings him to an elite hunting lodge in the Alaskan frontier, Jimmy is ushered into a frozen realm of territorial monsters unlike any he's ever encountered. Pulp horror meets international intrigue in an adventure full of icy suspense, cinematic ultraviolence, and Sasquatches. That's the important part, isn't it, as well? The Sasquatches. We love a bit of Bigfoot. So, and this is the blurb from Cameron Rabique. If Spielberg made a Bigfoot movie, it would be like The Beasts of Caliber Lodge. L.J. Doherty perfectly blends old-school charm of 60s spy thriller with wild horror and mayhem to make a unique Bigfoot story that really stands out among the rest. So I have recently read a Bigfoot story and just finished a Yeti story, but who can ever get enough Bigfoot and Yeti type creatures in their life, hey? No one, that's who. So I am really looking forward to that. And again, another really cool cover. If you can just kind of see, I don't know if you can see that, but you can just like, that's the obviously the face of the Bigfoot there, and that's the lodge. So that looks awesome. And then the last book I got was out on the 1st of February, just in time for Women in Horror Month. Probably you are all sick to death of seeing anything about this. And I fully admit that not only do I have a story in here, the second story that I have within Candicia Press, because I've got one in volume 2 as well as volume 3, but I am now part of the press. I am the press officer, dealing with publicity and all that kind of stuff. So yes, I do have a vested interest in this book, so that's why you keep seeing me posting about it all the time. But also, it is beautiful, stunning as always, massive, because we have 30 different voices in here, 30 women from across the world, and it is the one that got away from Candice Press, volume 3. So this is out and available, and we would love it if you bought it, and we would love it if you read it and review it. And we totally understand that some people like Well Red Beard and Sadie go above and beyond when they review anthologies, and they will make notes and comment on every single story, which is phenomenal. But if that just terrifies you, if even the thought of doing that is too much, then that's cool. We don't need you to do that, honestly. If you are kind enough to buy and read this, and if you would like to leave us a review, any kind of review, you know, if you want to criticise it, then let us know what we can do to be better next time for our further volumes. That's fine. But if you do want to say something about it, you do not have to comment on all 30 stories. There might be one that blew you away, 1 out of the 30, and that might be the one that you want to write about, and that would be great. There might be a handful, whatever you are comfortable with and whatever you want to do, because, you know, nobody gets paid to do this. So if you're able to, please don't think that you need to do all of them. And we are grateful for any exposure. So even if it's just you taking a photo going, look what I got, that would be amazing too. Anyway, that's what I got. I also got my author copies. So a few people have asked to buy a signed copy, which is like surreal. So I'm hopefully going to the post office tomorrow to sort out the UK copies and find out exactly how much, get it weighed and find out how much it'll be to the US, because a few American friends have asked for a copy too. So that's me. I have no other news. I am reading, I am writing, I am reviewing, the same as usual. And this weekend, Lou and I are going to be talking to Cameron Rabique and Alex Pearson about slashers, which is one of my favourites. So thank you very much. Hope you're all staying safe, and bye.